Hey, everybody, welcome to 13 Now. As always, it is your anchor, Steve Cooge. I don't know why I say as always, because it's like mostly not me. Sometimes it's Rachel, sometimes it's Sabrina, or whoever else we got going here. We're going to check in with Rachel on weather in just a minute. But first, you see, I'm still learning things. I'm still trying to figure out which buttons to click on the system. By the way, it's extremely complicated if you've never worked like a live streaming platform before. I'm the guy who just sits behind the desk and reads the news off a teleprompter when somebody else pushes all the buttons for us. It's more complicated, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, welcome to 13 Now. I'm going to give you a little rundown on some of the stuff that we got cooking tonight on News Channel 13 and on My 4 coming up here at 9. First off, one of the big stories we're following is happening right now, literally in Saratoga. Members of the public are confronting the school board in Saratoga, New York, about abuse allegations that were allegedly unfolding over decades in the school's athletic program. Pretty serious stuff that we've been mentioning and going back and forth with on. It involves a number of different students over the years. An investigation into those potential abuses was made public just the other day, and these are allegations that go back 35 years in Saratoga Springs athletics. We mentioned that this report, we got it in our hands last night. The biggest thing that was found here was actually that there was, quote, no unlawful conduct that was identified. However, we did have some cases where coaches were fired. Others had to be formally disciplined and forced to undergo counseling. Still, students and a lot of parents and teachers not happy with what they learned in this report. The report itself also concludes that when the district was made aware of these complaints and allegations, it did investigate the vast majority of them, but it didn't investigate every allegation of abuse they came across. So far, the school district has spent $70,000 on this investigation so far, and we're trying to figure out where does it go from here. An attorney who sparked this investigation into the Saratoga abuse allegations says he had a lot of anonymous witnesses, and he's calling this one of the worst cases of alleged abuse that they'll ever come across, because he says his witnesses, they've refusing to go to talk shows, to the fear and retaliation and retribution that they could be experiencing, along with possibly being ostracized by their community. He says it's real, and that's why we're not seeing actual people come forward, because they're just too shocked and afraid right now. So there is a meeting going on right now. Our reporter Dan Levy is likely going to have that for us here coming up at 9 o'clock in about 30 minutes. And we'll also have that on News Channel 13 at 11. Turn into another big serious story. This is a viral story that we've been covering since last night when we got video of it. We're going deeper today into the spitting incident that has rocked the high school boys basketball program in Massachusetts. This involved Pittsfield High School, their boys team. They're playing in the Final Four semifinals match against Old Rochester Regional. When this happened, this moment right here, it was the biggest game of the entire season for Pittsfield, and now the players are saying that this incident, this spitting incident, cost them the game and their hopes of moving on in the state tournament. In the video that captured the incident, you see a black player here from Pittsfield make a score after tripping up on a white player from Massachusetts Old Rochester. The player then responded by spitting on the Pittsfield player. A fight nearly broke out. The referees, though, they didn't see the spitting incident. So it was the Pittsfield player, the victim in all of this. He was the one that got caught when he pushed the other player. He gets a technical foul, gets in trouble, really just takes the team down a whole dark path with morale and, getting upset with what had just happened. And apparently they were going through some other problems too, potentially being harassed by people outside the game. Pittsfield went on to lose this important Final Four match, 82-72. In response to that, Old Rochester schools, where the spitting player came from, that player, we're told, has been kicked off the team altogether. He's not going to play in any more matches. Pittsfield School District tells us that they're upset that more wasn't done to protect their players because, as I was saying, before, during, and after the game, there was apparently some other very inappropriate conduct that the Pittsfield players were subjected to. We're going to have more on that tonight, again at 9 and 11. All right, something really, really cool we got coming up. We are less than a month until we experience a pretty awesome thing that I really enjoy. I'm really into astronomy. Not sure if you guys are, outer space type stuff. We got a solar eclipse that's going to be heading our way. And lucky for us here in New York, we're going to have one of the best views of all. However, big question is, when you look at eclipse, if you guys ever learned in school or whatnot or heard from your parents, you can't just look up at a solar eclipse, you need to have special viewing glasses. And we're not talking about your ordinary sunglasses. You know, your Ray-Bans are not going to protect your looking balls. You got to make sure you got the right glasses. So you want to make sure those glasses have been inspected and tested and have an ISO number on them, an ISO number and a logo. It's going to be 12312-2. I know I just said that. I wish I had a picture up of it. 12312-2. That's the ISO logo and number you want to have on any glasses that you think might be safe. See, there it was right there. I mean, can I go back and even freeze that? I don't even know. Anyway, you'll see a number on there. Optometrists say glasses like those, if they're not up to ISO specifications, it could pose a real serious risk for your eyeballs, leaving you with some lasting eye damage. Not something that anybody wants to have to deal with. Meteorologist Rachel Teedy. Rachel, have you covered an eclipse before?
I have, yeah. When I worked in Medford, Oregon, we were in the path of totality in the 2017 eclipse, or pretty close to it. I think it was 98%. So that was pretty cool. So it'll be nice to see another one.
These things just follow you around. Like, I think I once in my life have I ever been in like the path of totality. That's the technical term. That's the meteorological term, path of totality.
Yeah, it's going to be quite the view, and I'm excited. News Channel 13 has a lot of special coverage planned for that, so that's going to be really, really fun. April 8th. I
know. Every time I see this story, it's a reminder. I got to start making phone calls and all the stories that I told our bosses I was going to start following up on. Anyway, yeah, we're doing a whole thing with eclipse coverage, so you guys can have to watch us on that. And my boss, I don't know if our bosses are teasing me, but they keep saying like, yeah, Steve, we're going to put you here on this desk and you're going to keep you there for like all day, like 4 or 5 straight hours, just you at that desk, just talking about whatever. Our boss like does sound like
that's probably half true. They'll stick you on that desk, but I don't know if they'll leave you there for 4 to 5 hours. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, that might be a little bit. No bathroom breaks.
No bathroom breaks.
All right. So tell us about our first warning forecast. What do we got?
Right. So taking a live look outside right now at Schenectady, some folks playing soccer out there here tonight, and it's a great night for it. Almost 60 degrees out in Schenectady right now from the CDPHP first warning camera. So we saw an incredibly warm day today, and we don't have quite the same temperatures on tap for tomorrow. This is our satellite and radar right now. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger here so it's easier to see, but the rain, not quite to us just yet. It is on the horizon, though. So if you live in Gloversville or Cobleskill, you're going to see this first. The rain going to be impacting us in the overnight hours. This is a broader look at what that system looks like. It's a good size system, and it's impacting a lot of New York here tonight. So rain chances as we head into the next several hours will be increasing as we head into those early morning hours. And it could impact your commute tomorrow morning, but I don't think it's going to be something that makes you arrive late to work, shall we say. I think it's going to be more of something that you notice, but it's fine. It's just a little rain shower, right? So let's break this down hour by hour. That's the rain that's off to our distance, getting to us by the midnight hour, mostly in the North Country. So Glens Falls, Bolton, Bennington seeing this as well, Amsterdam. Pockets of heavy rain at times, and the southern counties seeing rain too, but it's more scattered. You can see the Glens Falls area just starting to get into that heavy pocket right around 1:45 or so. But by 3:15, it's out of here for the most part. We're on the back end of it. And by 6 a.m., it's mostly clear to scattered conditions. So commute time, not looking bad at all. By lunchtime, just mostly cloudy skies across the region. And by the commute time home, again, clearing even. No rain to worry about. Heading into Saturday, we see some clouds linger for the midnight hours and the early morning hours of Saturday as well. By lunchtime, it's going to stay partly cloudy throughout the day. A little bit of clearing by the time we get to the evening hours, and then the next round of rain moves in early Sunday. This is now 2 a.m. Sunday morning. So again, your commute forecast for tomorrow to work, not looking bad, maybe a few sprinkles or two, and the ride home, mostly clear skies. So for tonight, 46 is your low temperature. The increasing clouds becomes a little bit more on the breezy side with those showers moving in late tonight. For tomorrow, 54 degrees, morning clouds, some showers, then partly sunny and cooler, but still mild. It's not going to be cold by any means. Your 7-day planner looks like this. St. Patrick's Day is on Sunday. 51 degrees is your high with that chance of rain mostly in the morning. For Monday, a little more breezy, a little bit cooler. Tuesday's the first day of spring, 42 degrees, and our cold spot of the week. Wednesday and Thursday, we get back to the mid 40s with another chance for some precipitation on Wednesday for right now. So, Steve, we are keeping an eye on that system as we get just a little bit closer.
All right, good to hear. Well, we are going to have a look at all these stories, more of your weather, and everything else great in the world going on coming up at My 4 at 9 o'clock, and then also back here at News Channel 13 at 11. Something cool I just figured out, Rach, I think you probably already knew this, but when people make comments on this broadcast, we can see it right now as it's happening.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a quick shout out to Jonathan and Alex, who are messaging back and forth, thanking us for doing this. Again, for anyone who's just watching this 13 Now thing, it's kind of a behind the scenes sneak peek at what we're really covering in the day here at News Channel 13 and some of the bigger stories we got going on. And also, I think you get to know us, the anchors, the team, a little bit more intimately. For instance, as I told Rachel before we went on, I went to Taco Bell for dinner and got out of my car, looked at my pants, and I've got like nacho cheese and hot sauce spots on my.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. So now I got 24 and a half minutes to run to the bathroom and try to like wash that off. So when we're standing at the monitor for the show at 9 and 11, people can't tell like, dude, you went to Taco Bell and you were not. You were pretty messy with that, Steve. Calm down.
If we're at the anchor desk the whole time, you'll know it's because Steve couldn't get the cheese off his pants.
All right. Well, I guess that's the tease, right? That's the figure. Like, will he or he won't he? Will Steve be hiding behind the desk with his nacho cheese stained pants? Tune in at 9 and 11 on News Channel 13 and My 4. All right. Enough of that. All right. Got to maintain a level of professionalism here. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching 13 Now. I'm Steve. That's Rachel. And we will see you guys coming up again at 9 and 11 on My 4 and 13.
See you soon.
See ya.